Hello, YouTube family. I know we're early. I miss you. I'm Patty Jackson. I am your auntie of pop culture. It's not cute, not knowing. Let's get this hug. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I got to shout out the executive producer of the Sherry Shepherd Show, John Murray. John, love you, love you, love you. You know, I do everything kind of on the top of my head. And we were up there last week and we had such an amazing time. John, thank you for everything. Love your work. I've known you throughout your incarnations, and now you're the executive producer of the Sherry Shepherd Show. And just a special shout out to you. Love you much. Let's take this time to remember George Foreman. The beloved champion boxer died at the beginning of the weekend at the age of 76. He won some fights, 81 fights, 68 by knockout. He didn't lose many fights, but there was that big one in 1974 with Muhammad Ali, and we'll get to that. He had rough beginnings. He described himself, he was hungry all the time, fighting in the streets. He dropped out of school just in the 8th grade, and he turned his attention to boxing. He's an Olympic gold medalist, and he won in 1968. Two-time heavyweight champ. It was in 1973 that people started looking at him when he beat Joe Frazier. But it was the fight in 1974 against Muhammad Ali, the famous Rumble in the Jungle. Muhammad Ali was 32. George Foreman was 25. And Foreman lost that fight. It took him almost 10 years to get over losing that fight. Now, in the beginning, he wasn't this beloved champion, and he fought hard to regain that or gain that respect. He had a vicious right hook. When he was 45, he fought a much younger boxer, 25, and he won. George Foreman became the oldest world champion in heavyweight history and the first man to regain a world boxing title 20 years after losing it. He was a preacher, humanitarian, and of course, the George Foreman grill. Who didn't have a George Foreman grill? The boxing champ really became a beloved figure when you just think of the span of his life. George Foreman died. We don't know from what, but he died at the beginning of the weekend at the age of 76. I know one thing, he had a bunch of sons and they were all named George. He was married to his wife for over 40 years, but he really turned the narrative in his life. George Foreman dead at the age of 76. Quinta Brunson, Abbott Elementary star, Philadelphia native. She has filed for divorce from her husband. She was married to her husband for 3 years. They had no children. She cited irreconcilable differences, which most of the time means cheating. But they're saying no cheating, no side chicks, no. They're saying this is, and y'all let me know if this is a new term. A grown-up divorce. What's a grown-up divorce? When you just go to each side, pay your own lawyer fees, and just go about your business and split. Now, this is the interesting thing about this Quinta Brunson marriage. She didn't have a prenup, but a year into the marriage, she got a postnup, which protects her money. Because with the postnup, it limits your financial gains. Now, a lot of people sitting up here saying, I know she's married. He has no social media. He's in entertainment sales, and she would mention him when she would win an award. Otherwise, you rarely saw him. Didn't talk much. He's very quiet. She married a white man. A lot of people were surprised, but they were married for 3 years. But Quinta may have sensed something was in the water because the postnup. Is a postnup a new thing? to protect your money, because y'all know me. I'm like, I get a prenup. Love is nice, but what do we do at the end of the day? We protect our money. But they say the postnup is going to limit his financial gains. I'm sure we're going to hear more. Gayle King may be going into space, but she's also going to see her CBS morning show move out of Times Square. In a cost-cutting move from Paramount, which is owning CBS, they want them to leave that building to save money. It cost them millions to build it. Now they're making a move back into their old headquarters where CBS News is, and they're all going to have to share a space come fall. The ratings for CBS Mornings are not good, but what I like about their morning show, they take the time and they tell stories. But they're making a move out of Times Square. When I say they spent millions, they spent millions building this. And now they're forcing them to leave. Meanwhile, in a few weeks, Gayle King is heading into space with Katy Perry and is it Jeff Bezos' future wife? It's a lot of people feel it's a mistake, and they say, she's gonna be 71, that she's very afraid. I would be afraid too. Maybe they're doing it for ratings, but they say she doesn't want to do it. We're going to see what happens, but CBS Mornings is moving to a new place by fall. Michael Jordan's son, we have some good news. He has been in a troubled state for a while. His most recent arrest, they found drugs and he was drunk and failed the breathalyzer. They said when they came upon him, his fancy car got stuck on train tracks. He decided to dismantle the train tracks because his car got stuck. And that's when you kind of knew somebody may be under the influence. And that was the case. Michael Jordan's son, Marquez, has entered a pre-trial substance abuse intervention program, which will help him as they decide what will his future be. Plus, he obviously has a problem. It's been a cry for help, and now he has entered this program. Your thoughts on Tyler Perry's Duplicity? It starred Philadelphia area native Tyler Lepley. I met him years ago when his mother, they lived in the area, in one of the counties, Bucks County. She brought him up to the radio station. She said, "This is a woman you need to know." I thought that was so funny. That was many years ago. But it stars Tyler Lepley, and it has an interesting ending. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not giving away anything. But your thoughts, did you like it? Speaking of Tyler Perry, he did pay for Angie Stone's funeral, the one in Georgia, Atlanta, and the one in South Carolina. And he talked about that on this tour for Duplicity. Let's talk movies. Coming in at number 1 is Snow White. But it only took in $43 million, and it cost $270 million. It was hopefully projected to take in $100 million. What do I always say about these doggone movies? All they care about is the bottom line and how much money it made. They keep trying to thinking, well, maybe it'll do what Disney's Mufasa, the Lion King did. I don't think so. They got to come back with that money. There was controversy from Snow White from the start. They wanted to get rid of the dwarfs. Then they replaced them with these CGI characters. They downplayed the fact that the prince was waiting to rescue her. There were all kind of things that just mirrored this movie because they were doing too much. Can't be changing the fables. Come up with your own story, your own version, and don't call it what the fabled version was. Anywho, it's number 1, but 43 million is a far cry from 270 movies. Maybe they'll redeem by going on video on demand or moving immediately to Disney Plus. Magazine Dreams. The movie starring Jonathan Majors did not do well. It didn't even crack the top 10, only taking in $700,000 at the box office. It was only in 815 theaters. It's a hard movie to watch, but an important movie to watch. Jonathan Majors plays this socially awkward aspiring bodybuilder who is obsessed with bodybuilding and that world winning, the life. It's hard to watch this man who obviously is battling mental demons as well. Ever since Jonathan Majors was convicted of 2 misdemeanor accounts of assault, it's been hard for him. I mean, he suffered no jail. There was a year probation, but his career has suffered greatly. He married Megan Good last week, and hopefully a director, I would hope like maybe a Spike Lee, just somebody, just to give him a chance. He's a great actor. I am not condoning physical violence against women, but in life, we're all going to make mistakes. Some are big, some are little, some people don't even know about because they're not in the public eye. But it seems like when you give a person a stick to beat you over the head with, they will use every opportunity to do that. I wonder, will he be able to rebound from all of this and go on with his career, because he's really a dynamic actor. I know Michael B. Jordan, his Creed co-star, said he would work for him again. Will somebody give him a lifeline? Will somebody help him to continue his career and not shun him forever? I know people get mad. I keep bringing up Robert Downey Jr. Well, he ain't beat up nobody. He ain't strangled nobody. He just did drugs. But we've seen people fall down, make mistakes, get back up. Someone help them get back on their feet. Can the same be done for Jonathan Majors? It's going to be interesting what happens with his career. I do know this. It's coming to the Zeus channel, and it's coming to Hulu, so people will be able to see it on streaming services. Dawn Robinson of En Vogue is kind of sort of changing her story. The 58 former member of En Vogue. This story got shakier and shakier each time. Last week, she set the internet ablaze. I'm living in my car. I live in my car. Now she's kind of backtracking the story. I knew something was fishy when she said she had an assistant. And how you going to have an assistant and you live in a car? She was a member of En Vogue for many years. She was also a member of that group Lucy Pearl. They had one hit song, Raphael Sadiq. And Dawn Robinson had to come out and kind of like state what her condition is, because people started these GoFundMe campaigns. Y'all know Auntie ain't no fan of these GoFundMes because there's so many con artists and scanners. And Dawn has had to say, look, do not donate to unauthorized things for me, because I don't need it, and it's not in my name. You know, you got people out here, we're raising money for Dawn Robinson, and Dawn is like, but I didn't ask y'all for that. Dawn Robinson said she's not homeless. She said living in her car is a choice, and she is going through a growth period in her life. Did she do all this? This is the CSI in me. Did she do all this to deflect from En Vogue getting back with Maxine Robinson? They came together at the NBA All-Star Game and are currently working on an album, because I don't think you're ever going to see Dawn in En Vogue again. Or, I don't know. Something just didn't seem right when she said she was living in a car, and you can talk this, it's my growth, it's this, it's that. I know there's a thing such as car life, but is it the healthiest choice to make? And obviously, you got to be doing a car life on the West Coast, because it's still chilly here when that sun goes down here on the East Coast. So what's the story? It's still confusing, but Dawn wants everyone to know, do not raise money on my behalf. Leave a comment. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. We will be coming to you late Monday. Subscribe to the channel. That way you won't miss anything. I missed you guys. Every time we go like days, I'd be missing you guys. And I said, there's so much to talk about. Remembering George Foreman, Quinta Brunson, her divorce, and Dawn Robinson changing the story about this whole car life. A lot of interesting things. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Patty Jackson. I am your auntie of pop culture. It's not cute not knowing.